Hello. And welcome back to another episode. No, another season of Literally Who Cares. I'm actually going to take these off because I can't even hear myself. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. How are we? How's everybody? Hopefully this is picking up my voice because I actually could not hear myself. Excuse. Of course, the moment I take this thing out of the case, it falls on the floor. Okay, we're recording episode 1, season 2, Literally Who Cares. We're here. I'm your host, Alexis Bijor. My co-host, Walter Bean, is somewhere doing something. I'm sure you'll see him at some point. This season's going to be a little bit different, and that's what episode 1 is all about. Just explaining some of the changes, welcoming you guys, getting back into the groove of everything. It's been months, okay, since I've been doing this, and I just had to give the podcast a little facelift, a little change, a little growth, a more mature look. If you follow my Instagram or the podcast Instagram, you'll see we've got a few more muted colors. As you can also see, we're in my little studio that I set up, which is all me. Thank you, really, it's nothing. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Episode 1, welcome back. I actually wrote notes this time and I did my research, so let's just get right into it. This is a podcast where you come to learn to live as the best version of yourself. Here you will find all the tips and resources you need to start living the life of your dreams. Last season was a bit of trial and error as I sorted through my own life and started defining goals and values for myself. Now we're here in a new year, a new season, and I'm so excited to share just everything I've learned with everybody who's listening. The purpose of this episode, I want to give you a brief overview of what to expect for season 2. We have new topics, new segments, guests, and a camera. That's right, every episode will be recorded and edited and shared on YouTube, and you might get a few clips on TikTok, so make sure you're following me on all the socials. I also wanted to say that even though this podcast has sort of grown and matured with the person that I am, I still want it to be fun and easygoing and silly at times, because that's just what life is. Like, we have serious moments, but we also have time to relax and reflect and laugh, and I want there to be a lot of laughter within this show. So like I said, even though we're talking about serious things, it's still going to be fun and silly, just like me, because I like to laugh. Okay, so let's get into the theme and just kind of the overview of the season and what I have in mind. This season, I really wanted to focus on growth and Walter. For those of you who don't know, Walter Bean is a miniature schnauzer. He is all black. If you're not following him, he also has his own Instagram. He's under the couch right now, maybe digging for something. So I'm going to take a quick pause because I don't know what he's doing. Okay, we have our first, well, I guess you're not a guest. You're my co-host. Walter Bean, how are you feeling today? Thank you so much. That was very enlightening. Are you going to be my co-host, or are you going to be trouble? You going to be good boy? Yeah? Would you like a bunny? As we come into the Easter season, Mr. Bunny and Walter Bean, amazing co-host. Amazing. Okay, let's get back. This is what I was saying. Even though there's more structure and more maturity, this is normal life, and I want to be able to share that because I'm not perfect. Anyway, back to the topic. In season 2, we are focusing on growth. Last season was focused on self-discovery. I spent most of last year trying to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be. Now that I have a better understanding of myself, this season is all about growing and feeling comfortable with the person I'm becoming. This season, we're going to explore personal growth, what it looks like, how to navigate it, and celebrate it. My goal with this season is to express to anyone listening that you're not alone on your desire to evolve and grow. I'm so excited. Oh, co-host is leaving the studio. I am so excited and honored to be going on this journey with all of you. Like I said, this season we're going to have special segments. Those segments are going to be called Mindful Moments. I want to give the opportunity to the audience to share their stories. Last season, as I was going through the podcast and sharing just my personal experiences, I had a lot of people who reached out to me and were saying, so much. Thank you for touching on these topics. This is something that I also feel. This is something that I've also experienced, but also people were able to reach out to me and just tell me I never knew you felt this way. I didn't know other people felt this way. It's very mind-opening. I just love to hear people's stories, especially when it comes to growth and maybe doing something that's a little bit different than what people expected of you, or something that is just that you've wanted to do, but you've been too scared because you felt like there was pressure around you, from people around you, from yourself. I just love hearing those stories, and I would love to be able to share that with the listeners if people are comfortable with that. But I will get more into those mindful moments, what exactly they'll be, and how to share them a little bit later on. So some of the main topics that we're going to be going over, we're going to be diving into 3 main topics. First, we'll explore the art of overcoming fear, understanding how to navigate through real life experiences and build resilience against fear and anxiety. Next, we'll open up to vulnerability, examining its power and creating deeper connections and fostering personal growth. Finally, we'll discuss the journey of living authentically, discovering what it means to embrace our true selves in a world often filled with criticism and expectations. I'm really excited to talk about these specific things because I think last year these were all things that I was really, really struggling with. And after kind of discovering who I was and who I wanted to be, then comes the next step of actually going out and doing those things and not caring what other people think. Because sometimes your life takes a change when you're like, well, this is the life that I wanted to live, but this is the life that I'm living. And getting out of those comfort zones, sometimes people in your current life don't understand why you're making such changes to live a different life. And so that can cause a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, just a lot of different emotions, because change is scary, but it's necessary, especially if you want to have a lot of inner joy and peace. And sometimes that can uncover a lot of trauma. It can uncover a lot about yourself. It can uncover a lot about the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And so that's why I kind of want to give people and myself these certain steps and resources to just help people out, because I'm going on this journey and I know, I talk to the people around me and it's hard, and I feel like people don't talk about it enough. So I thought, why not share my journey and help a few people out along the way. So this will be a pretty quick episode because we're just scratching the surface right now. But like I said, we're going to have some listener interaction, and it's going to be called Mindful Moments. Throughout this season, I want to invite all of you to join me on this journey of self-improvement by sharing your personal stories. Your experiences can inspire and motivate others, creating an environment of positivity and transformation. Whether you're overcoming a challenge, you learned a valuable lesson, or made a small change that had a big impact, your story matters. It matters to you, it matters to me, and it matters to the people who are listening, because maybe something that you're going through alone, somebody else is going through. And I think that's really important to share. At the end of each episode, I will be sharing a mindful moment that will highlight these stories, celebrating the diversity of paths to personal growth. If you would like to share your story, I encourage you to connect with me. Your unique experiences and insights are valuable. To make it easy, there's a link in the description that provides access to my contact information. Additionally, you can reach out through my Instagram page at literally who cares with 3 S's. Okay, the other one was taken. Rude. I look forward to hearing from you and about your journeys. Another thing I want to mention is this year I've been called through my religion, and I know sometimes people aren't going to want to share, and some of the stories that they are sharing aren't going to be connected to the topic that we're talking about that week. In those moments of absence of a story, I will be sharing a verse that I feel is related to the story. I know that maybe some of my listeners may not be religious, or may not go to church, or may not feel called at all in any sort of way, and that's absolutely fine. This isn't a place of judgment. This is definitely a safe place. Walter, stop. Leave it alone. I see you. I definitely want this to be a safe space and a safe environment where people don't feel judged, but I would like to share a Bible verse that relates to the topic. And if you feel like, nope, that's not for me, I just want to encourage everybody to listen with an open mind and an open heart, and just take what resonates. If you feel like that's not for you, that's fine. This is just something that I'm feeling called to do. But yeah, this is just a personal choice, and that's really all I have to say about it. And that's kind of the end of this episode. I'm so excited and nervous about this season because there's a lot of upcoming things. I just want to go big for you guys and for myself. This is something that, I started last year. It's already been a year, just out of my brain and out of my thoughts, and it's already grown so much. Like the second season, I just can't even imagine how it's going to grow to the next season, and years and years and years down the line, I hope I'm still doing something like this. But yeah, I am so excited to start this season and to share it with all of you. There are so many incredible episodes and engaging content that I can't wait to post. Your stories and feedback are valuable to me, so please don't hesitate to share them. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and the YouTube channel, which is also literally who cares, I think with 3 S's. If not, look in the description below because I will link everything, all my socials, where you can contact the website, all of that down below. Keep an eye out for episode 2. It's going to be awesome and scary and relieving. It's going to be about vulnerability. So please, please, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week. Love ya. Bye.